Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Once again, students, you guys, it's ELA time. I'm Mr. McDaniel. We're going to wrap back into talking about theme and key ideas and details and main idea. We're going to bounce around from reading an informational text, and we're going to deal with, even within literature, you may find within literature true information within a text. So you got to be able to understand that even when we read informational texts or read literary pieces, they may include some true information. In this area we're going to talk about today is science and technical language. When we talk about science, and everybody takes a science course of some form or fashion, especially in middle school, you're taking science. In high school, you may take biology, marine biology, but you also find within literature, fictional stories that deal with science. I mean, that's what they call them, like science fiction film. You find movies that talk about going to outer space and traveling on space shuttles. Well, there are space shuttles that are launched into space, but I haven't heard of any space shuttles been launched into space coming back with aliens on them. So then we get into like the fictional part of science literature. But then there's some true science to that literature also. But when we talk about reading for the purpose of main ideas, central ideas, and facts and details within science and technical languages, the technical part is the true understanding of words and terms and phrases within context. So when we see like the word alien regarding true informational text, they're not talking about an alien life form. They're talking about some type of movie with some creature crawling around. They may be talking about a microorganism that exists outside of the human body that may damage the human body. So the word alien in context means something different when we talk about in a true informational text and in just literature. So within context, you have to be aware that how's the author using it? How's the text actually, when I look at the particular text, what's the source of the information that I'm reading? So when we talk about determining the difference between theme and central idea it's going to be more related to a central concept that's being focused in throughout the entire story. And you should be able to identify more than one source to support the central idea. We need to be able to understand the strongest source regarding the details to support the central idea theme, no matter what the story is, or no matter what the text is, So the detail, we have to be able to identify within the text the strongest detail that supports the theme or supports the main idea. So when we get into the science and technical language within texts of that nature, you want to be able to ask a couple of questions. What is the text really saying? And what evidence can I really cite? And what is the primary source? And what does the text say? And what evidence can I cite and use as a point of reference? And that's important when we get into writing in particular. So as we wrap this particular lesson up, I want you to begin to understand that when you start reading more academic literature, you may find literary pieces that are really based upon good science and technical language that applies to the real world. But you have to be able to, and same thing with a lot of movies do relate to the real world, even though it's not based upon a true story. So what's important that you understand is that when you begin to read a piece of literature, it may relate to factual things that happen in society, but the story may not be true as written as being based on a true story. But regardless, you have to be able to support in your head what's the strongest source of information, the strongest detail to support what's really going on, to support either the main idea or the theme of the story. So I look forward to seeing you in class. I'll remind you again, we're coming to the end of the camp, so make sure you've done your pre-test, because we're getting ready for that post-test, and we're going to show that we really have some really learning gains this summer in camp. I really appreciate you guys' time. Remember to believe in yourself. It's Diversity Week, so appreciate who you are as a person and the person next to you. Take care. I'm Mr. McDaniel. See you on the other side.